everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am going to do end of the year book tag. From my understanding, this is kind of late, but we're going to go ahead and go with it. So I have 6, 9, 10 prompts here that I'll be using. I will go ahead and list them below for you. The first one is, what is a new release you need to read by the end of the year? So those, for that one, I have 2. I want to read The Rebel Witch and Onyx Storm by the end of the year. And I don't want to read the synopses of those, only because they're like second and third books in a series, and I don't want to give anything away. The next one is, what is a book I want to reread? Right now there isn't any books I want to reread. I want to reread the ACOTAR series, but I have so many other books on my TBR that I just don't want to do any rereading the rest of this year. What is a series I want to continue? That would be the Blood and Steel series. So I'm going to be on Fate and Furies. This is the 3rd book out of 4. However, there is one book that is before that. It is this one here, Slaying the Shadow Prince. And this is supposed to give you a better understanding of the series. Alright. The next one is a book I would like to buddy read. And this is a new book by Jodi Picoult. Is By Any Other Name. I would love to be able to reread this or read this with somebody. It says, Melina Green has just written a play inspired by the life of her ancestor, Amelia Bassano. Aware that female playwrights face an uphill battle to get their work produced, Melina's best friend submits the play to a contest under a male pseudonym. In 1581, young Amelia Bassano is being raised by Elizabethan aristocrats. Her education has sharpened her gift for storytelling, but like most women of her day, she has no outlet for her creativity. Forced to become a mistress to the Lord Chamberlain, who oversees theatre productions in England, she begins to form a plan to secretly bring a play of her own to the stage. She will pay an actor named William Shakespeare to front her work. So this just sounded really interesting. So this one I would like to buddy read. The next one is, what is an age category or genre that's different from what you usually read? The closest thing I could come to is, because I usually read romance, fantasy, and that types of thing. So I picked a general fiction called The Measure by Nikki Erlich. And on the back it says, it seems like another day. You wake up, pour a cup of coffee, and head out. But today, when you open your front door, waiting for you is a small wooden box. This box holds your fate inside, the answer to the exact number of years you will live. From suburban doorsteps to desert tents, every person on every continent receives the same box. In an instant, the world is thrust into a collective frenzy. As society comes together and pulls apart, everyone faces the same shocking choice. Do you wish to know how long you'll live? And if so, what will they do with that knowledge? So this just sounded really interesting. It was recommended at Barnes & Noble. Let's see, what is the next one? What is a book from my previous TBR? Now, this one I've had on 2 TBRs already. I just want to finish the series. It's the final book in the Throne of Glass series, Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. And I'm not going to read the back because it's the final book in the series. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep this here. And on the back, you can see the Throne of Glass series and then the ACOTAR series. A book that I recently purchased was Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake. On the back it says, Dig into Girl Dinner, a darkly fun novel about power, lust, and eating your fill from New York Times bestselling author Olivia Blake. Every member of the house, the most exclusive sorority on campus, and all its alumni are beautiful, high-achieving, and universally respected. After freshman year, she would rather forget sophomore Nina Carr knows being one of the chosen few accepted into the house is the first step on her path to the brightest possible future. Once she's taken into their fold, the house will surely ease her fears of failure, protect her from those who see a young woman on her own as easy prey. Meanwhile, adjunct professor Dr. Sloan Hartley is struggling to return to work after accepting a demotion to support her partner's new position at the cutthroat university. After 18 months at home and her newborn daughter, Sloan's clothes didn't fit right. Her girl dad husband isn't as present as he thinks he is, and even the few hours a day she's apart from her child fill her psyche with paralyzing ennui. When invited to be the house's academic liaison, Sloan enviously drinks in the way the alumni seem to have it all, achieving a level of collective perfection that Sloan so deeply craves. So this sounds really interesting, and you can see it's got pretty sprayed edges. So yeah, that sounds really interesting to read. What is a book that is on your physical TBR? That would be Notes on an Execution by Danya Kukafka. It says, spellbinding and beautifully written, Danya's Notes on an Execution is an irresistible, unbearably tense thriller, a poignant, deep, compassionate tale of resilience, and a vital intervention in the way we talk about violent crime, its endless reverberations, and foremost, its survivors. I've been wanting to read this one for so long, so I'm excited to finally get this and be able to read it. And then the last two, one is what is a hype book that you want to read. This also could go under being on a previous TBR, but it's Soul Searching by Lila Sage. And on the back it says, Colin Cartwright does not want to go home. Sweetwater Peak, Wyoming was supposed to be in her rearview mirror, but when she finds out a developer is trying to buy her parents' antique shop out from under them, she doesn't have a choice. At least that's what she tells her family. They don't need to know she's lost her job and is out of money, or that the ghosts who have always been her companions have recently gone silent. So, this was supposed to be a book club pick for October, and I just didn't get to it. So this is that one. And then the last question is, what book have you previously DNFed? It's Pantomi. I DNFed that book. It was just about daily life, being in a circus, and it was not moving along in the story, and I found it very meh. So, that book I DNF'd. Let me know if any of these tags are something that you want. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the comments below so you can go ahead and look at those, and let me know what some of your reading plans are for the end of the year. Thank you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and make comments below, and then I'll go ahead and answer all those comments. Have a good day.